Hello, everyone, and welcome to our actual first lesson. I'm so glad to have you here. Today, we're officially starting. In this lesson, we're starting our first project and creating our first thumbnail in Photoshop. These are going to be specifically gaming thumbnails, as I said, and after the first lesson, you'll learn quite some things on what should a thumbnail have, what a thumbnail craves for the spectator, the viewer, for it to be eye-catching, so he would want to know what the video is about and what a thumbnail should have on it, what should appear in the front, what in the back, what should be in the focus of the thumbnail, and the execution order of how we're going to create everything. So right now, this is my Photoshop. As you can see, these are some of my past projects, and this is actually the thumbnail pack that I'm going to be giving you for free. What I wanted to mention is this is not something that I've created, that I've gathered. This is just some free thumbnail pack that I found online. So since it's free, I guess it's right to give it to you. The name of the guy who created this is in here. So let's start our first project by clicking create new right here. And these are the options that I want to talk about right now. So as you can see, this is simple right here. This is the name of our project. So let's name it somehow. Course thumbnail practice. All right, let's name it like that. I don't know how else I can name it, but that's not important. Let's keep going. These are the options that your project will contain and the outcome of the thumbnail. So for the width, it depends on the height and the width of your thumbnail. It depends on where you want to upload your thumbnail. Since I'm almost positive that 95% of you basically are here because you want to learn how to create gaming thumbnails for YouTube, the basic size or the standard size, is 1280 to height 720. This is the basic height, and we of course want to select pixels. And for the resolution, see, the thing how resolution works is it doesn't matter which resolution specifically you select or which number you put in, because the resolution is more about printing and dragging stuff. So for example, once we export our thumbnail, once we finish the thumbnail and we want to use it in some other project. Actually, I have a good example here. Let me show you this. So these are the thumbnails that I created, and I did them in 772 resolution size. And when I zoomed them in a bit right here, made them smaller or zoomed them out, whatever, they got kind of pixelated. So if you want to avoid that, you have to go with 300 resolution, but 72 is actually really fine. And of course, we're selecting pixels per inch. For the color mode, I'm sticking with the RGB because these other ones, I haven't been messing with them a lot. I'm pretty sure this one is for printing, which we don't need a thumbnail, of course, for. So just select RGB color. When it comes to the bit rate, any of these are quite good. For example, the 8 bit rate should work perfectly fine and your colors are going to be looking good. And as you increase more the bit rate, you will have more range between the options. And for 32 bit rate, you basically use that bit rate, that high bit rate, for pictures that have high dynamic range and a lot of colors that you want to point out. So I stick around in the middle, 16 bit rate, which is really fine, whichever one you pick. Background content, this doesn't matter. This is just the starting picture, which color it will be. You can even add transparent if you want to. But the reason why I choose white is because I'm going to cover it over with lights and pictures anyway, so it doesn't matter which one we actually select. And for the advanced options, you should stick with the sRGB unless you tested some of these out and you see them working better for you. But sRGB is the basic one, the standard one that we're going to be using, square pixels, of course. And those are the options for our starting project. Let's create our working space. As you can see, we are here and we actually learned what are the best options for our project. And right now, what I wanted to talk about is, I have my curriculum right here, is the gathering assets part. So a lot of the time, if I have something in mind, how am I going to create the thumbnail? How would I go over it is by going to PNG websites, Google Images and stuff. And let me just turn all of these off. How would I go over these is I will go to Google Images and find stuff. For example, the thumbnail that I'm going to be recreating is the one that I created for a professional Valorant player. His name is Food. He's T1 Food, and he's a professional Valorant player for T1 Esports. And as you can see, if I need his face to use somewhere for the thumbnail, I can choose any one of these. For example, I will be taking this one. I'm going to cut out his face and use it for the thumbnail. I will download this image. As you can see, save image. I will create a folder to know exactly where everything's stored, what I'm looking for, what I'm going to be using. And I'm going to open up another project, the thumbnail pack that we're going to be using to subtract some lights and stuff to take from there. And basically, when I gathered the stuff that I know I'm going to be using, I started working on the project. But of course, throughout all of this class and throughout this whole project, what I do is from time to time, I remember I forgot something to download, or I think, wait, this could actually work really well on a thumbnail. So I go real quick, download it, go back to working. So multitasking is going to be involved quite hard in this one. And that's how I go over gathering my assets. So this would be it for our first lesson. We actually didn't start with a thumbnail, but we had some important things to discuss, especially about the thumbnail project options. So that will be it for these options. I will see you in our next lesson where we officially start creating our thumbnail.